welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to tell you what we watch on TV.
Because we know that you're all dying to know.
Oh yeah, everybody sits around wondering, I wonder what Katie and Corey watch on TV. So, we have a few interesting things to say about this. I can go ahead and say for both of us, we don't watch just live streaming TV. You guys don't even have it, do you?
No, we just have Roku.
That's what we have too. So we don't even have like where you might say, well, we're going to watch the game, or this show's coming on. All we do is Roku and then like DVD reruns of stuff. So we stopped watching live TV a long time ago.
It's just too expensive and it's just all kind of trashy. And we also wanted to do this video because our parents, and we'll link the description below, but they kind of talked about in their video TV shows that they kind of like to watch, and we were like, yeah, let's just kind of piggyback off that and do our own video.
So that's what we're going to do. So we've done said we don't do live TV. It's one of the main reasons is it's all trash, and I don't want to fill my body, my head, my mind with trash. Number two, I don't have time, so it'd be a waste of money to pay for it. It is very expensive, and no more time than I get to sit down and watch TV, it would be a total waste. So we mostly watch Roku. As far as actual shows go, sometimes I like to group them into categories. We watch old sitcoms, we watch westerns.
We'll watch movies sometimes.
Yeah, some movies occasionally. But I think and everybody's gonna laugh at me, what I've watched for years and still watch sometimes, and really the only thing I was sad about when we did get rid of like DirecTV, cable, whatever you want to call it, live TV, was the jewelry channel. DirecTV, now let's see, what is it? Just Gym Shopping Network. It was on DirecTV. Dish had it too, so I was like, Gym Shopping Network out of Atlanta. Now, I never bought anything. I just like to watch it because I like to see the pretty things, and I thought, well, that's going to be sad. You know, we get rid of that TV service and I won't get it anymore. Well, guess what? They stream live on Roku.
Yeah.
So what I watch a lot of the times, or what I'll have in the background, is just the jewelry channel because it's ambient noise. I like to watch the different stuff. I feel like it's educational and I learn from it. Everybody else hates it, but I love it because it's what I'm into, and it's always informative. They used to have this late night show with this guy, and it was all raw, actual polished rock specimens and fossils, and that was fun. So
yeah,
I watch a lot of that. Nobody else lets me have the remote because they don't want to watch that.
I kind of like watching that though because it's kind of just mindless. You're just watching it, and it's interesting to see the different pieces of jewelry. And I'll be honest, almost like all of it is so, to me, like so gaudy and so ugly.
Well, it's so like expensive.
It is.
Would buy it, right?
No one can afford it, but that's what makes it fun.
Well, and you know, some of it is really
anyway.
pretty, and sometimes I think, man, that's nice. You know, and I like to watch it too because it's like when you watch cooking shows, it's like, well, I'd cook this, or well, I would have done it like this, or our all-time favorite thing to watch above anything else was House Hunters.
Oh,
we love to watch House Hunters.
I forgot all about House Hunters. I loved that show, but we don't get it anymore. And that's the kind of funny thing about Roku or other streaming services. If you want to look up stuff like that, the streaming services are kind of getting better all the time because they have like more shows and things, but then it's like you have to buy them. And I'm like, I'm already paying for Roku. I'm not going to then turn around and pay for a bunch of other different services to watch shows. So if it's not on there, then
for the
most part, we're just not going to watch it. We do pay for Hulu, and we have, I think, Hulu and Netflix.
And we watch a lot of that.
Hulu is a great place for a lot of the old sitcoms. That's why we keep it. I wouldn't pay for it if it wasn't for that.
That's what Corey, you and Austin seem to do a lot of like, just you get on a sitcom and you run it till it's done, you go to the next one. So tell us what you guys have watched, and then tell us what you're looking forward to watching.
Yeah, so as far as sitcoms go, we've watched Seinfeld. We watched it all the way through, and then like a month later just started back at the very beginning, so we're watching that again. I like Seinfeld. I will say there is definitely episodes that are inappropriate, and that kind of really frustrates me and annoys me sometimes, but you know, so I'm not really crazy about that.
Even taking the best, you know, the good with the bad on some of these old sitcoms, it's still a whole lot better than what's out there now. So.
Yeah, that is definitely true for sure. We watch Matlock. That's on Pluto TV, which is some kind of just free streaming service through Roku.
Matlock.
I love Matlock, so we watch that. Diagnosis Murder used to come on, I think, on Pluto, and I don't see it anymore. I love Diagnosis Murder. Austin actually a couple years ago bought me the whole DVD set, which is really sweet. I haven't seen Magnum P.I. in ages, but because I can't find it, but I do like Magnum P.I. As far as other things that me and Austin have been watching, what else are we watching besides... Oh, NCIS. We like NCIS. We've seen a lot of that.
When we were really little, and this was back like little when Mom and Dad, when we still had whatever popular TV stars, Dish or
DirecTV
D. Yeah, we watched Law and Order. And sometimes I can do Law and Order, and other times I can't. I have to be very careful about what kind of crime shows, because it don't take long, and I'm just scared. I'm scared of my own shadow, and I'm freaked out for months.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
sticks
usually
in your mind too much. That's why, like Matlock or NCIS, yes, they're crime shows, and NCIS more than Matlock will focus on some of the details, but it doesn't get like too gory or too like creepy. Like Criminal Minds, and I know a lot of people are Criminal Minds fans. I've watched that show like a handful of times, but it just like really focuses on the criminal's mind. That's the point.
It's creepy. I can't do that.
I can't do that. But like with Matlock or something like that, you always know at the end of the day, at the end of the episode, there's going to be like a resolution and justice, and it's not like they're really going into like a lot of creepy details.
And it's fake. That's what I like about it, because some of like Dateline and ID and all that kind of stuff is real.
People who were actually unfortunately murdered.
Oh my Lord, and I can't think about none of that
It's just really sad and scary.
So we like Matlock. I watch Matlock a lot when I'm at Nick's house. They have we'll just have series that we go through and watch. I watch Walker Texas Ranger a lot with them. They watched the show called Medium, and I don't know, sometimes for me it's hard to get into the plot line on that one, but it's not too bad. And then they watched a show called Psych, and that one's kind of funny. It's kind of lighthearted. That one was really big when it came out, so we watched that with them. And then they watched this one I'd never heard of called Grimm. And Grimm is kind of more fairy tale.
It's science fiction.
Science fiction, fairy tale, monsters, and it's not too bad. It can kind of be creepy, but it's not so bad. Like if I can watch it, then anybody could, because I'm the bottom of the level as far as tolerance goes for some of this, what I would call creepy. We love to watch Malcolm in the Middle as far as comedy, like family comedy goes.
Those boys are so bad.
They're horrible. Yeah, we finished it, and now me and Mom and Dad started it over. We were going through it when you still lived there before you got married. We finished it, and now every evening me and Mom and Dad will sit down and we watch one Malcolm in the Middle with supper. And then if everybody can get back in the living room before bedtime, we'll watch another one or two. Gotta watch the Golden Girls.
I was gonna say, we gotta mention the Golden Girls. If you've been on this channel, you know we love that show. Every once in a while it'll have something that's a tiny bit inappropriate, but for the most part, I mean, especially compared to these days, it's pretty tame. And we love that show. Oh my gosh, we've seen probably every episode 10 times.
Yeah.
That's one that's on Hulu that you can just watch over and over. The Golden Palace, which if you don't know about the Golden Palace, but you've watched the Golden Girls, you gotta watch that. Let's see, other sitcoms. One that I started watching again is Full House. We watched Full House when we were kids. And I seen the first season on Hulu, and I was like, oh, let's watch Full House. So I've been watching that. I watched Blossom. Blossom was alright. It was kind of, I don't know, a little bit annoying in some ways, and there was, at times some stuff that could be inappropriate, but I watched it. What are some of the other sitcoms that I'm thinking about? Bones. That wasn't a sitcom.
Oh, I forgot
Bones
about
was
that.
more like a criminal type
That kind
show.
of freaked me out. I didn't do that one. I don't know, that girl got on my nerves. I was like, get it together, girl.
I liked that show. I went through a spell a while back ago of watching some of that, and I've stopped at this point. But what else? I know I've got some other ones that I like to watch.
Let's see.
I'm trying to think. Of course, westerns. I mean, we got to mention
Oh,
those.
yeah. I mean, if we move off of sitcoms, which we may think of some other ones later, but westerns is something that I grew up watching with my grandpa. At an early age, I figured out, he likes to read westerns, so I started reading westerns too. And he had seen them all, and for that matter, Granny has seen them all 4 or 5 times. And at any given time when you go down to Granny's house, there'll be a western on, and she'll put it on the Western Channel, because they do have, I guess that's Dish. And I know she's seen every one of them. I mean, she's been watching them some of them since the 60s when they come out. So I'm like, I know you've been watching these forever. I know you know what's going to happen. And she acts surprised. Sometimes she'll tell you.
Yeah. I've seen this one.
She won't give you a warning. She'll just tell you right out. And you're like,
man, Granny.
Come on, Granny. So we watched with her. We'll do Wagon Train.
Gunsmoke. I love
Gunsmoke. Death Valley Days has become one of my favorites.
Rawhide.
Yeah, she's been watching Rawhide.
She's been watching Rawhide. She likes Laramie. She likes to watch Laramie.
I like Laramie. I never was big on Bonanza. People like Bonanza,
right.
But it wasn't.
It's not one of my favorites, though. I like Gunsmoke better.
I loved the Wagon Train is really what I liked. And I liked Death Valley Days. And then the Virginian. We'll watch that too sometimes.
Of course, Andy Griffith, that's not a Western, but
Kind of puts you in the mind of that.
kind of puts you in the mind. And then it's cool watching Matlock, you know, after watching Andy Griffith.
Yeah, that is funny, ain't it? I think the biggest reason I like to watch these older Westerns and some of the rerun, like, DVD series is, I don't know, it just makes me feel in control. I'm never going to miss it because it's not like, well, you got to get, you know, this is coming out on this night and I have to work and I'd have to record it. And no, I can watch it whenever I want to because I just put the DVD in. I like that about it. I like it because it makes me think of a different time.
Oh yeah, think about being little at Pap and Granny's and watching Westerns. And that is the nice thing about kind of the streaming services like Roku. For one, they're way cheaper than regular TV, and then for two, you can pause them. It's nice, you just watch episodes and then it's like 20 or 30 minutes at a time. Netflix, of course, has no ads, and then Hulu does. I'm not paying the most expensive package to not watch ads, so there's ads, but it's no different than commercials if you had live TV.
That's true. Some more modern, some more recent ones that we watched. We went through Reba. We watched Reba.
Yeah. I
So
like Reba. I watched all that.
there is some more, you know, in our lifetime modern ones. Like Malcolm in the Middle was kind of when we were young, but that, you know, more modern ones that I will tolerate, that I don't mind. I remember when we were little, we watched Family Matters. We
Yeah.
watched Sister Sister.
Oh, we love Sister Sister, and we watched like pretty much every episode of Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Now, the funny thing about that is I know a lot of people will say, well, that's like very anti-God because it's about a witch, and I get that, but I don't know, I never looked at it like that,
Oh.
and there was never, at least to my knowledge, I didn't feel like watching it that there was ever any like blatant anti-God stuff.
Nothing
And-
sinister going on.
Yeah, and there was nothing like terribly inappropriate about it, because when we were, you know, around that same time when we were watching TV, there was other shows that were, you know, maybe some kind of like teenage sitcom that had just terrible stuff in it.
Let me tell you something. If you haven't already figured it out about us, we're old granny women,
Yeah.
and I don't like popular TV. I don't want to watch something that's just cheap thrills and tricks.
Reality TV.
I'm not interested in that.
No.
We like the old stuff because of the plot line.
Yeah, it actually has a story, and it's not just about reality or drama or just filth. I mean, now don't get me wrong, there's old stuff, you know, there's stuff that is bad too, but for the most part, it's not like new series. Me and Austin tried to start a new series, and I really liked it at first, and then it wasn't long, and it just out of nowhere, something that was very super inappropriate that I won't mention, and it made me so frustrated, and I was
Freaks
like,
you out.
yeah, I was like, this is why I don't watch this stuff, because you start one of these new shows thinking it's really interesting, and they just slip it in there, and you're just like, this doesn't even thicken the plot, it doesn't relate to the plot,
Just
and
cheap thrills.
I'm like, I'll go back to
Ooh.
watching my same stuff. I don't care. I will watch something like Seinfeld. We watched it all the way through. And like I said, it's not perfect, so I definitely know that. And then we started it over. I don't care. I'm that kind of person. I could wear the same thing, eat the same thing, do the same thing
Me
for
too.
like 5 years and not get tired of it. But
Me
I
too.
know not everyone is like that.
Me too. I'm that kind of person. But
Another show that I really want to mention that I've been going through that is great and that is arguably, in my opinion, better than all of these that we have mentioned is a show called The Chosen. It's on Netflix and it is awesome. It's about the Bible and there's several seasons of it. I don't know if there'll be more seasons. I think it'd be awesome if they could cover the whole Bible. But it is awesome. I was watching another episode of that this morning, and it's really great because it's not necessarily teaching about the Bible like word for word, but it's just more like kind of telling the parables of the Bible and of Jesus. And I have noticed they do add some stuff, and they'll tell you that if you need to read the synopsis of it, you know, they'll tell you that they're going to add in a little bit of stuff, you know, just to keep people like interested. But it is really great. It's really
I'll check that
awesome.
out.
You would love it.
I
That's
know.
my favorite.
If I'd heard of that. The truth is, I don't watch a lot of TV. The only time I watch TV is in the evening, and I'm so tired I fall asleep.
Yeah.
There's just not a lot, even on the weekends. Arguably on the weekends, I watch less TV.
because we're out doing stuff.
Right, because we're out doing stuff. But
And we both, what we do, I think, more than we watch is just on our phones. We have the Hulu app, and we might just stream stuff while we're doing stuff. So instead of really watching it,
I'm
we're listening. Or I might, like, prop my phone up while I'm doing dishes or cooking or stuff like that. Also, we both watch YouTube. Of course, is a big one if we're trying to learn how to do something. I like to listen to, like, certain sermons on YouTube. You know, I just find my people that I like, and I'll go through stuff. Or if I'm wanting to learn how to can something, I might watch several people's video on how to can peaches, just whatever. stuff like that. But we don't really ever watch, you know, like keep up with the new stuff coming out and decide to watch it.
As far as entertainment goes, I have plenty of things I can do to entertain myself. I can read, I can macrame.
We love to read.
I can look at rock books. I mean, it's not really so much a big deal. Like I'm very easily entertained.
Yeah.
I don't have to sit in front of the
You could go without the TV.
Right. Sometimes I call it the Satan box. I don't need to sit in front of the Satan box to kind of know which way's up and which way's down. But anyway, I think that just about covers kind of this little conversation about
what we watch on TV. Is there anything else, any other shows we're not thinking of? Because I know after we turn this camera off, I'm going to say, oh man, I forgot to mention.
I always watch stuff on the documentary channel, like The Curse of Oak Island. I would get into all these series about mysteries, like actual historical, like The Curse of Oak Island, Nova Scotia, that kind of thing. I would like to watch that stuff, or like Amazing Discoveries where they dive shipwrecks. I really liked that. The ones where they would talk about the pyramids. So I think my mind was always more interested in like educate, not like, oh, I'm so smart, I'm educational, but more like historical like information, like why is it like that and what can I learn, like, because I feel guilty when I sit down and just sit down in front of the TV. Because I'm like, this doesn't do anything for me. I want to get something from this. So I used to like to watch the History Channel, Discovery Channel.
Another great show I forgot all about. What was it? Josh. Is it Expedition Unknown?
Yep.
I believe that's the name of it. But see, we don't.
That was killer.
I don't watch that anymore because we had that
Discovery Channel
TV. Yeah, but I loved that. Oh my gosh, and I was in front of the TV every time that come out. And it was this guy. He was so awesome. I'm sure he still does stuff. And he would travel around and go to all these different historical places and visit, like, and for him it was like kind of mystery type stuff, but he would talk to the people and
learn about the
culture. Man, it was just
killer.
So they did one time where they were going and digging for mammoth teeth.
Oh, that one was a good one.
It was one of my favorite episodes. Man, it was just fascinating. I love that show. I need to try to see if there's episodes of it anywhere.
So somehow, I think Dad started it. We ended up watching people exploring real abandoned mines.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. We got on that kick forever.
Different mines, like gold mines, silver mines, ore mines, down in the ground.
Yeah,
these videos
of
these people going down and looking in these mines, and I don't know if it was safe. I mean, some of it you might call unsafe for sure, but we really got into that, and then that translated into me watching people explore abandoned buildings, like abandoned.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
All this crazy stuff.
We definitely watched that.
I really love watching the exploring abandoned mines. It's so fun to think about who was there and how they did all that by hand. So anyway, we gotta go, or I'll get on that.
We're going to leave some links, though. I'll put some links below to some of these shows that we're talking about, because I know people are going to leave comments and say, well, what's that and where do I find it? And so if you're one of those people, check the description.
That's right,
So
and we'll put you a link
there.
for the, which there's lots of people who explore abandoned mines, but there's one guy who we really ended up liking. Mines of the West, I think, is his YouTube channel, so we can put him down here, down below there.
In the description box.
Yeah, but other than that, I've got this big puffy, it's kind of cool here. We're sitting in the sun, so I'm pretty warm, but I'd put this big puffy sweater on because I thought it'd be cold. It was like 40 degrees this morning.
Well, it was like 20-something this morning. It's warmed up to maybe 40, 45, 50 max.
It feels great in the sun.
Yeah, in the sun, it's nice.
I look like a big marshmallow probably. I really like this sweater. Corey got it for me for Christmas. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I got some olive hair on it.
Yeah, I think I'm probably 50% olive hair.
That's okay. Well, anyway, we will sign off here.
Get on with our day. Sign off.
Bye.
Bye. God bless you. God keep you. And drop us a comment and tell us what TV shows you like to watch.
And we'll catch you at the next one.